One story told weeks by weeks in Fairy Tale Radio. This is Finky from Far Far Away City. Since my childhood until now, I've watched more than 1,000 movies in my entire life. I could say that my favorite film production company is Disney. If I went around my school and asked, have you ever watched Disney movies? Yes, would definitely be the answer, and I'm sure it would be the same answer for all of you too. Well, who doesn't like a fairy tale story with a happy ending? Even I wish I could be a protagonist in that kind of story. Imagine being a pretty young woman who ends up with a super duper handsome guy in the castle. Doesn't that sound super cool? What's even more awesome is that you can communicate with animals too. Yes, you guessed it. I'm talking about Snow White. Short black hair, skin as white as the winter snow, and with an angelic voice. She is the ideal type for any man. We all know the story of Snow White. A beautiful and kind-hearted princess ran away into the forest and hid with the 7 dwarfs because the queen wanted to kill her. The queen fed her with a poison apple. The prince happened to be awakened her from the wicked spell with love first kissed. They end up happily together in the kingdom. That's not true. Who can beat the witness from the real events? What really happened in the forest back then? Did the queen really did kill Snow White with poison apple? Nobody knows. I used to really like the story of Snow White, and I loved everything about her. But then, one day, while I was watching Snow White for the 6th time, something just suddenly popped into my mind. I don't know if people ever thought this, but something didn't seem so right to me. Does the Disney movie really make sense? And what I was even more curious about was how could a girl live with a 7 strangers together in a house? Why did she just suddenly rule the kingdom with that handsome prince? Was it all her set of plans since the first place to take the queen place? What if real story was like this? Snow White gets into the forest and hides with the 7 assassins. They all planned to kill the queen. On that night, I couldn't sleep because my identity just flashed over a hidden story. It was bothering me, and I even had a dream about Snow White. She was yelling at me, "You know my name, not my story. Now stop butting into my life." Maybe I was just too obsessed with this, so I had to start investigating the truth. I went to interview one of the dwarfs that were living with her for a period. He looked grumpy, with a purple beneath. The green coat seemed so long, and I wondered how could he walk without any slippery. He was the youngest brother of the 7 dwarfs, and his name was Dopey. How long did Snow White stay with you at that time?
I'm not so sure. Around 1 month?
In that time, do you find any weird behavior or suspect action from Snow White?
I don't think so.
Are you sure? I asked him again since his voice was so trembling and hesitant.
Actually, late night on one day. Usually at that time, I would already be sleeping on the bed. But then I felt thirsty and went to the kitchen and I saw...
So what?
My grumpy brother was receiving money from Snow White. It looked like they made some sort of agreement together.
Normally, if people intend to do something good together, they won't do it in a dark place, will they? Well, this could suggest that Snow White is not the person she seems to be at all. Well, I just strongly dislike this kind of people like this, two-faced people. In this far, far away land, I go to a school called Diva School of Magic. Only people from wealthy families are allowed to go to this school. I'm one of them, hey. One of my classmates is named Fiona. The axiom: nobody is perfect, can't really be used on her since she is flawless. However, I personally dislike her even though she's quite popular in this school. I did like her at first too. She also treated me well like how she treats others. Nevertheless, in that time, I saw her sneak into the teacher's room and steal an exam paper.
Oh my god! Congratulations, Fiona, for getting a full marks score on this history of magic subject. You must have been studying very hard for this exam.
Thanks. I just needed to listen to learn for the class every day.
She was lying with an innocent face that no one could have doubted. After investigating the little dwarf, I went to the Hogwarts library that located near my school to find out more information. I almost forgot that Snow White had a deal with Grumpy Dwarf, and it could be that she offered money for him to kill the queen so Snow White could usurp the crown. She might have even seduced them. Or I just might exaggerate. Money should be enough of an incentive though. On the early morning, who could have known that this accidental event would happen? I met a Grumpy Dwarf. What a coincidence and how lucky I was. Could I ask a few questions? It's about Snow White.
Get the my way, you son of
Please! What happened after I begged him so hard is he just ran away. Guess I have no people that could cooperate with both he said. But there are still aspects of Snow White which are unsolved. How could I forget the person that betrayed his queen and let the Snow White get away? He must have known something behind Snow White. I went to the nursing home because he currently lived there. Sir, why did you have a mercy on Snow White and let her escape?
I just felt pity for her, that's all.
You even betrayed a person that you've been serving for your whole life because you just pity her, nothing more? Are you sure that you did not have a complex relationship with Snow White?
What are you trying to say? I don't understand.
Unfortunately, I have got some photos from Disney Paparazzi. It was taken where you were extremely flirty with her.
Give me the damn photo, you
I was so incredibly lucky. I was just trying to tease him, so he might give me a good sauce. In fact, I didn't have any photos. It was all a ploy to get him to admit something, anything. But I did not expect that my trick would work so well. So, I inferred that the huntsman really did have a thing with her, and that's why Snow White got away at that time. She might have seduced him. Who knows? Villains are not always the bad people. Wreck-It Ralph movie influenced me to think like this. Come to think of it, was the queen really the victim in the story? Did she really attempt to kill Snow White with a poison apple? History is always written by the winner. The queen is now dead and she can't justify for herself. I had asked a fruit merchant to make an appointment for me and the apple seller from the time. Are you the one who sold the red apple to the queen?
There wasn't any apple available in that season. They were out of stock. I didn't sell any single one that month.
The queen might not have killed Snow White with an apple. She may not have even intended to kill Snow White at all. It could be that Snow White was the one who killed the queen because she wanted to rule the kingdom and take her place instead. Can I speak to you, little bird? I don't understand what you're saying. The story that Snow White can communicate to animals. This is bullshit. I totally don't believe that she can talk to birds. Roses are beautiful, but they still have thorns. People are the same. Beauty outside can compare to inner beauty. Don't believe in everything you hear unless you find out the truth. Thanks for listening to Fairy Tale Radio. Next time on Fairy Tale Radio, I'm Finky. Goodbye.